It should be on.
Okay, do you see where it says recording or anything? Can you make sure these are muted for me, please? Yes. Okay. We have our first recorded township meeting, this being the public meeting. I'm going to go through the budget and the capital improvement plan. Would you like to?
I call the meeting to order.
And the time is 6:08.
6:08.
And attendance?
I am Debbie Haskell, acting president and board member.
I'm Aaron Warner, secretary and board member.
Yes. And I'm Tracy McNeil, and I am the trustee, and I'm going to let y'all get on camera here for just a moment so that people can see me.
There we go. Hello, I'm Deborah Haskell.
I'm Aaron Warner. That's my good side too.
Lucky can you be?
So it's recording now? Was it not recording then?
It does not.
It was not.
Oh, well, we can do it again.
Okay, that's okay. We don't have to do it again. They said if there's some tech issues, there's just some tech issues. So the meeting was called to order at 6:08 by Debbie Haskell, and attendance was done, and we will go on ahead and introduce ourselves for anyone that might be watching. My name is Tracy McNeil. I am the Linton Township trustee.
Hi, I'm Debbie Haskell, and I'm a board member and acting president this evening.
I'm Aaron Warner, board member and secretary for the evening.
Also present is Ian McNeil. He's helping us with tech tonight. Okay, so the purpose of this meeting is to run through the proposed or the draft of the budget, let you guys know what I'm working on and the numbers that we've got here, and also a new item of the capital improvement plan. So I've got these printed off for you to look at. You can see up here is the general. And then on each one of these pages, I've got, the personnel services printed off. So I've got screenshots of each one of these so you can see how much is in each one of those. And if you want to look at those together, you can. And if you want to look at the capital improvements.
Are these multiple copies of the same thing?
No,
they're not.
it
They're
is-
different.
it's
Okay, okay, I
different,
got
yeah.
you. All right.
Now, I did not print anything off if it was a blank
Hours and
page.
wages. So, yep.
So you'll see, personnel services, we don't have a whole lot in personnel services. We've got just us. And then, it was recommended that if I get clerical help, that I budget that in to get some clerical help, because that is an issue. Just ballpark, and I'm not saying that I necessarily will, but it's there if it's needed.
Correct.
Because if it's not in the budget, you don't spend it
That's
unless
right.
you have to come through and jump
More
through some
red tape.
additional hoops. Yeah. So supplies, and this is still under the general budget. The bigger one, do you have any questions on that? No? Okay. The bigger one here is
Did
going
you?
to be on the
Sorry.
services and charges. Most of our
Mhm.
expenses come out of the township budget, the general budget being the same thing, and in the context of services and charges.
Okay.
So these are based on the previous year's
Okay.
expenses,
Mhm.
anticipated increases in expenses if there are any, and then any recommendations that were given to me by DLGF or other townships that are using their rainy day fund, or not rainy day fund, their
Poor fund.
the assistance fund. So in the assistance fund, you'll see that there's a lot more in the assistance fund.
Out of curiosity, is this like downloaded somewhere so that
Yes.
someone watches it? Okay, so they can then pull up what we're
Yes,
talking about right
yes.
now.
This
Okay,
is,
okay.
well, it might not be public information yet
Okay.
because it's not finalized.
Because it's draft.
It's
Oh, yeah.
draft, and you can see right here where it says copy and it goes over into
Yeah.
this location. This is not something that I can do until after this meeting. And if I do it too soon, I have to go through some hoops to jump through some hoops to take it out. But part of this is filled in by the DLGF person.
Oh, okay.
So that will be after tonight. It'll be done before tonight. So, based on a comparable township size and the assistance that they have needed, there were some expenses that I didn't know would even be a possibility. So you have to do like an investigation. There are vouchers for food, and apparently, we have to buy the specific vouchers from an approved source, and those are rather expensive. I was told that I could get like a couple of vouchers in case we needed them, like I could get them from that
Yeah.
department, that other trustee, and just buy a couple of them, and then if we need to, we've got that there.
Okay.
But the investigation, and sometimes the person who does the investigation is the trustee, and then sometimes they hire somebody out to do the investigation to make sure that the person who's making the request hasn't made previous requests, that they're following the law as far as
Mhm.
what things are approved and what things are not, and making sure that those criteria have been met. And with me not doing this at this point,
Right.
I figure I'm probably going to
Gonna
you
need
guys
some
to go there.
resources, yeah.
Yeah, to do that with me.
Yeah.
Or for me.
Yeah, no, I
if it
agree.
comes up.
I mean, that would be hard to know.
Yeah. So, it looks like in Gloria's previous, budgets and the direction that she was going in, like I was spending out of the cemetery fund thinking that, historically that's what has happened. We've had the cemetery fund in place and the expenses of the cemetery came out of that fund. Well, the cemetery fund has always been housed like as a subcategory of the general fund, and her budget for that was zero. So she was moving away from using the cemetery fund and was going to have the cemetery fund just as a line item within the general fund. So I've gone through and I've changed my record keeping to reflect that, so that I'm not spending out of an unfunded budget or an unfunded, unbudgeted fund, I should say. I'm flipping that around and trying to, I think it's a good plan. And I've talked to State Board of Accounts, and I've talked to the Department of Local Government Finance, and they think that that's a solid plan for the size that we have here. So really, everything that we have here pretty much is going to come out of the general fund, except for we've got the capital improvement that we've got, and that one's going to come out of general fund and rainy day fund. Rainy day fund has not been funded in the past, it doesn't have any money coming in, and it hasn't had any money going out, which has left a chunk of money there
Just left it there.
that really, I'm like, why do I have money that I can't get to? Like, what
Right.
is the
No, I
purpose of
agree.
this? So with the capital improvement fund, or with the capital improvement plan, that might let me, I'm in the process of talking to him, but at least for the rainy day, I know that you can take money out from the cash reserves that are there. So I'm putting that in the plan, that the rainy day fund, the money that's been allocated as that being an unrestricted fund, that it's going to come out of the cash reserves.
Okay.
So we can just basically spend that down. We've got spend down money in the general fund as well. I'm going to have to talk to them about the best way to move forward on that, but that's my plan, is to take that out of the reserves that we have, the cash reserves that we have as well.
Just really kind of consolidate and streamline the accounts,
Yes.
basically, is what
Yes.
which is good.
So,
Less is more.
less is more, unless you're looking at the capital improvement fund, which the capital improvement fund, a law came out, and it's not been fully implemented or drawn up as far as how this is going to work. But it was decided that 30% of our unrestricted funds, and for us, our unrestricted funds are the general and the rainy day. So they looked at all of the money that comes in from that, and they said, you're going to give away 30% of your unrestricted funds to these other entities for road improvement, or back to the city, back to the county. unless you spend them on capital improvement. So capital improvement are things that are wearing down or things that we need in order to make our do some improvements. Like if we owned the building, we could do capital improvements on the building, but we don't own the building. We
Right.
do own the lot, and we may do some capital improvements. I got a plan to do some capital improvements with the lot.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly how that's going to play out. It depends on what our future plans are with the lot. And, but I do expect that with the discussions that we've got going on, that is a,
Possibility.
yeah, a real possibility.
Okay.
So other things that I've got on there, you can see in this area here. So you can see the funds here. I've got 3 rainy day fund expenditures for cemetery improvement and land improvement. And the rest of that is out of the general fund, but there's a lot of equipment. There are internet expenses, and like right now, we've got the camera facing for my computer, and we probably need to come up with something a little bit better. I've got a phone in the window using that. You know, I've been using my phone as the internet.
Yes.
So if we're going to be broadcasting, we may need to improve our internet. We may have to buy some equipment in order to do that.
Does Joyce come by here?
Not yet.
Oh, man, then it does. I have that fiber optic and it's just snips.
You got on the list, but I guess funding was shut down.
What's that?
I guess the rural funding of.
I don't
Fiber
know.
optic.
We only got it because of the bike park.
Griffin?
We've been on the slow road satellite forever, and it did cost us $1,200 to have it run to our house. They put the box there,
Yeah.
and then you run it to your house. But it's
I
$70 a month or $60 a month. Something
Yeah,
like that.
I think that our satellite, the equipment costs, I think, $750.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Oh my
then,
God.
I know, and then we pay, I think I put the amount on there, 1,440 per
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I think what I calculated, that was a ballpark that was given to me, but for the internet. So, you know, I'm thinking that putting together a website is going to take some internet capacity. We've got a lot of scanned photos, and I'm hoping that I'll get approval to be able to put those photos on the website, but being able to put our videos on there. So there's going to be a lot of transfer of data. You just can't sit around and watch the
Bandwidth. It's got to be fast.
Yeah, it's got to be faster, or else it might just not upload and
Brother.
start over.
Okay.
So if you've got questions about any of the items on there, I've got a chair, you know, the chair over there. It has like the cushion is completely out of the bottom of it.
Yeah.
There's
Those are
this printer. The printer works fairly well, but it only does like the regular size sheets. And it's also very old. If we're upgrading and we're doing things electronically.
the fax at the whole kit and caboodle.
I don't know, you know, most places don't even use a fax anymore. I've got like very rarely do I have a place that
Really?
says they can only do something by fax
Some
at my
places,
work, but I haven't had
That's how
any
they
of
want
that
you
here.
to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've had one in the past at my work, one fax only. And I think that came down to a medical thing,
Yes.
but.
Because they can't give you an email. I've
But if
been
we're
through
doing
that.
all this stuff electronically and we're going to the electronic bookkeeping that I've already started with, then they also offer checks that you can print off. And there's a possibility, like from what I'm reading, it might require a special type of printer and a special type of ink in order for it to be, you know,
Yeah, that
a
ink is
legal.
special kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watermark or something.
But their cost on those checks, I'll have to kind of compare that out and see how it works. But depending on how many checks we write, the company that I use, I'm not going to slam the company out here and say what company, but the company that we use, and we buy the book of checks in triplicate. You know, you've got to follow the rules that are given to you for those. They're about 3 times as much as what a regular check cost. So if I'm already paying for the software in order to do the bookkeeping,
Mhm.
then, we will look into whether or not it's appropriate to spend that money
Mhm.
on being able to cut our own checks here.
That way,
That way, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, cutting the
'Cause you
checks,
do.
printing them as opposed
Right.
to like
writing them out.
writing them out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, with us, it's one check a year, each one of us, and then however you take yours monthly or however you do it.
Well, it's quarterly now.
Quarterly, yeah. However you do
Yes.
it, yeah.
Yes, because the way I had it done wasn't working out very well with our
Accountants,
taxes.
yeah.
Well, not just the account, it was actually,
Oh, because they would take so
Tom's
much if you did it all at once?
well, when I was taking it out every 3 months and then taxes are done every 4 months, then the
Oh, you
numbers
had to
were
get in
changing
the-
each time and there's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine with me to take this quarterly instead of
Mhm.
every 3 months. The reason why it was 3 months is just because it was, I don't see all that often. Although I will say that with the new regulations and the potential intent behind them, that there might be a need for more meetings.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
But quarterly would be every 3 months, wouldn't it?
I'm sorry,
It's
I
4
was doing
months.
it by.
You were doing it every
bi-monthly.
4?
No, I was doing it
Oh,
every
bi-monthly.
2 months.
Okay,
or
'cause I
something.
was
I
like,
don't know. Yeah, you're
4?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I was getting confused on that one.
I was looking at it today, trying to see like,
Yeah.
okay, am I over? Do I need to get on that? But no, my next one's due in October, so.
I'm good with that page. Yeah, those are, a lot of technology is expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's, part of it when they're looking at smaller townships, do they have the capacity and the knowledge and the
And the
technology?
funds.
And I'm pretty tech savvy
Oh,
to be
you
able
are?
to do a lot of things, like some of the stuff I've already, been able to do, and yet there was a lot that Ian helped me out with today and
Yeah.
setting this up, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Believe me. I'm always like my hands in the air with tech stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we now have a township YouTube site. I couldn't broadcast from that site today. You have to have like 24 hours. You have to tell them ahead of time so they can verify certain things on there.
Yep.
But this will be uploaded on there.
Okay.
And like I said, I put in the request for a website.
Cool.
Try Squarespace. They advertise all the time. They
Well,
say
this
it's
is-
so easy. I'm just
this
joking
is
when I
a
say that too.
.org.
And
It's
It's
a-
an org.
This is a .gov.
Or .gov.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
.org.
.gov, you get a certain
For-
amount of support from the government. And, I haven't done it before, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But from what I understand, they've got some templates that are going to make it
Oh.
ADA compliant.
Oh,
But they
that's
still
good.
have several different templates and you still have to put everything on there. So
Yeah.
I think my tech support might do that.
Okay.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't know, like, my tech support is also a student, so I may have to hire somebody and it might be, something that has to happen that way. Cause I've got a line item on there for tech support
Mhm.
and setting up the website. And I've also got some money allocated for the restoration of our photos here.
Oh, that's nice.
So restoration plus, like new frame and not frames, the glass on there so that it can protect them from
Yellowing.
features.
Mhm.
Yellowing and fading.
Neat.
I don't know how good of a person you want to help develop the website, but there's a website development class that's out. And I don't know if you can ask a teacher's like, hey, is there a talk student that you'd recommend? Because
Look at
it
that.
doesn't have to be the best website. in the
Right.
world. It just
Right.
has to be functional and make it.
Well,
Sure. Maybe.
I'm just gonna tell you, I'm probably not gonna put a minor in charge of it.
Yeah.
That also, yes. They're just like, there's no
Now,
way.
And the thing is, the request that I put in, my name is the only one that's associated with that. So any support that comes from him putting it together will be with me right there. I will be the one putting in any passwords. I will be the one
Right.
directing the way
Yeah,
that it
he's
goes in.
consulting basically.
Yeah,
with
he's
you,
gonna
kind
make
of.
sure it's solid, like,
Yeah.
I thought I was ready to go tonight, and he's like, no, you need to have the broadcasting software. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay. And
I
he
didn't
already-
realize that. See, because we
We just got the Chromebook, the
we
school
do,
corporation gave us.
we do Google Meets
Yeah.
and I knew how to do a Zoom, but
I do
I didn't know
Team
there
and
was
I
a,
do Google Meets and,
right, but
and
we're in
I've done,
education, not government.
right, and I've done the Canvas,
Mhm.
the
Oh,
Canvas
yeah.
studio,
Record
I've done
on.
that,
Mhm.
and I've done live events on there, but this is,
Okay.
yeah, my, other IT person, my friend IT person, they said, yes, you're definitely gonna need what your son's recommending, which gave him a moment of vindication. He's like, you asked for me to advise and then you aren't taking my advice.
He kind of looked up, went,
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with checking up on checking up. 'Cause again, like
Yes.
you said, it's your name on this thing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and last
That's
thing
right.
you want is, oh, you forgot the $5,000 expenditure for the,
right.
blah, blah, blah knob, you know.
Yes. Now, your name is also attached to it. I had to put like another name on there just to, and, I figured he's secretary, he'll
That's fine.
keep me in line, and he's
We
also very responsive, and that was one of the things that they said is that they need, they expect that if I'm putting together a website, that I am going to be responsive. They said more than likely they would not contact anybody beyond this, but they got to make sure that somebody with the authority to do this was making the request, which is me, and then they wanted somebody else within the structure that they
So the
would
definition
contact.
of responsive is,
Not defined.
okay,
I mean, I
It's
just
usually
told
what,
you.
24 hours.
Well,
is that right? Okay.
I mean,
I
most,
like,
if
I
somebody,
like 24 hours.
but very, I mean, some
but like
people
I said,
don't, but.
Some of the entities that I've been dealing with in the last few weeks have taken a week and I've not
Oh
gotten
my
a response
God.
back. So, like responsive is depending on who's asking and
Yeah,
who's on the
Pandora's
other side.
box.
So the email you sent, they could email me and I would
I
like.
gave them your email and I gave them your phone number.
Okay. Phone number is great. The email, I just don't, I don't, what would it be? Would it be like in this, I mean, who this
I don't-
comes from?
I
will certainly do my best, I guess I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
no,
I get a lot of emails and
Yeah, I
I
did my-
answer those that like have exclamation points first and then, and I don't know if I would even know or if it would make
Well,
it
if you
through
got
the
something that
schools, would it make
they
it through
said
the
they would be
schools?
persistent. They
Okay.
did say that they would be
I
persistent
certainly
if
will try
there
to
were any
ignore 'em,
problems.
and I
Right.
certainly answer my phone if they
Yeah.
would ask me or something.
But they
But
did
you
say
never
they would
know,
be
there's so much
persistent.
spam too, that, you know, I'm always
I
watching.
know.
Yeah. Oh,
That's-
yeah.
that's my
Something
concern,
came through
'cause-
my computer today, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was United Healthcare. Did you get a thing from United Healthcare?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, you're retired, doesn't matter.
Right.
I didn't know. Anyway, the email address did not look like it was
Oh.
United Healthcare. I'm like, no, and it said,
I
like, click
wouldn't
this to
answer.
enter, and I didn't click it, yeah.
So, I have the two emails that are associated with this office. One of them is Gmail, and there are certain things that I need to have a Gmail for, like the YouTube site. And then the other one is the government email, which I needed to have in order to set up the website. So I've got both of those going on, and I can tell you from the government website, I'm getting everything. I'm getting
I
like
bet.
notices about like the parking lot and where to park and all the events that are happening within the county and stuff. And that's a lot to go through. I mean, I'm glad that I'm kind of in the know with these
Right,
things,
it's
but
nice to know.
it's a lot to go through. And then on the Gmail side of things, I get a whole lot of stuff that's like open up this attachment kind of stuff. And it's somebody's name at Gmail with a whole bunch of letters and numbers on the end that, it's,
Never.
you know that they're just, I don't know, saying that I paid $500 for something and they're
Or you
like,
bought something, they're waiting on you to give it, to click this. Yeah, I get that all the time.
there's a lot of,
Amazon and.
yeah, there's a lot of, requests for me to open or imperative to open or, hey, we're just sending you the receipt for your PayPal and, you spent this much. I'm like, no, don't have PayPal.
Didn't do that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, sometimes there's a lot of catching up for me just looking at what's there. I look at it and, I gotta make sure that there's nobody from the township that's needing some assistance. And then I'm trying to get to my government entities and then I'm looking at, everybody under the sun trying to sell me something.
My email will change at the end of the year, I'll let you know that, but that's the one I check all the time. If they
Okay.
want a responsive,
Are you retiring this, the end of this year?
This is
Are
it.
you? You're gone.
so we'll
Oh,
change that.
Oh, man.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it did say that within the next 30 days is how long they expect it to take to process my
moved.
initial.
Okay.
So I would say at that point, the chances of it are going to go down. I think that, like, I had to put my driver's license and my social security number, like I
Oh,
had to put the
wow.
photo of my driver's license, my social security number. They wouldn't accept my name with the township's number because they didn't have enough entries. So they had to double check with my my personal phone number. And then they needed to have contact information that was the township. So, you don't want just anybody setting up
No.
a .gov website, and so they're doing their due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so I've got a signature page here down here. So this, here, let me put in the township. Okay. The plan is duly adopted by the following vote of the members of the township board on, and then date. And today is September 2nd. And then if you are approving that I am working on this, but this capital improvement plan, then you're going to put it in the A.
Okay.
And then,
So just signed Deborah Lynn.
okay. So then I would expect that in your notes that you're going to reflect this signature as well as reviewing my budget, that you can put in that we've reviewed the budget.
road budget was
yeah.
reviewed.
Yeah,
and-
and it's still in draft form, like I said, because
Yeah.
I think the capital improvement plan still needs to go into the
Mhm.
budget and be nestled in there. But that you guys have seen what I'm working
Say, has been reviewed and
on.
accepted.
Yeah, I think it's a resolution. I think that
Okay.
that's the terminology that's used as a
Okay.
resolution.
Okay, did you want to say, like the exact wording, did you say I was to write this? Were you just saying?
I
words that
tried, I
needed to
asked a
write?
couple different places, like what kind of exact wording, since,
I'll
it's
write
weird
exactly
to.
What you tell me to write.
It's weird to vote on something that you aren't able to change, just that you acknowledge that you've witnessed it. You can say that,
Is this starting, are you starting, or do you want to word it first and then say it a second time?
but yeah,
Okay, we'll talk it out.
yeah,
The township budget was
reviewed.
Review, sure.
reviewed and accepted as is, or how would you say that?
That it was reviewed, that you agree that you've
Okay.
reviewed
I guess-
the documents as they stand right now and understand that there will be, that this isn't a final adoption. We will have a second meeting for the adoption, so that's going to be in 2 weeks. So that's on the text message that I sent to you guys.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
should probably
I got it.
make
Yeah.
a statement of that on here
Well, I
so
think
that
it is
anybody who wants to tune in can tune in.
So now we're gonna do the official, after you check this, I will start transcribing. It's warm in here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
There's
Hey,
no-
unbutton, I'm
there's
just like,
no
my
air
neck is
conditioning
starting
on.
to- Oh, okay, that's fine, it's not
We
bad,
can-
but
well-
it's just like, am I nervous or something?
No, no, I don't think so. I think you guys are probably used to it. Okay, so this one is the public hearing. So this meeting
Okay.
is the public hearing. And then the adoption meeting is September 16th at 6 p.m. So that will be with the numbers that you guys have looked at right now. And then the input from DLGF and any corrections that I need to make, which I do anticipate corrections being that there's no format for me to look at from before, and DLGF is slammed with everybody trying to come up with their capital improvement plans. Those have to be done by September 30th. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, so you start exact writing what the words that come
I
out.
don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but I would
Oh,
say,
well, I just want to get this right, we were ending
Yeah, no, you
it. We said,
can.
okay.
we said that
I
it
always,
was,
remember, I always went over it with
Yeah.
Gloria to make sure I said,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
That the capital improvement plan has been reviewed and adopted by signature of the present members, which constitutes a quorum. And that would be one entry and then a separate entry for the budget.
Okay, the capital improvement plan has been reviewed and adopted by the board. Now, you kept going faster than I could
Oh,
write.
okay.
And so, and then,
By two signatures of
I,
and support, which constitutes a quorum because it's 2 out of 3 members are present.
okay, by 2/3 in support and 2/3 present, it was adopted. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The budget was adopted.
Yes. The CIP, this one's the capital improvement plan, sorry. You might have to line through it and put your initials if you put budget. This one's actually the capital improvement plan, which is it's a portion of the budget.
Okay.
Okay, and as a next entry that you have had a chance to look at the budgets, I believe it's Form 1.
Write down that we
Form
looked at
yeah,
these.
that you've had a chance to
Board
look
members
at,
So the board members
reviewed.
Okay.
reviewed,
Form
had
number
an
1 or-
opportunity to ask
yeah.
questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, I was going to mention that too. So I'm going to say on the record on video here, it was a great success. And
Awesome.
thank you to our board member, Aaron Warner, because he showed up to help with packing up the
Aw.
supplies and got to see how big of an event it is, and
That's
probably got to
neat.
see a lot of organization on how all that stuff is packed
Good
up.
for you.
It's unbelievable. And I'm going to try to so make sure that happens every friggin' summer. It was nuts. The number of
Yeah.
people they serve, it was
Well, you let me know ahead. I won't be out of town.
a well-oiled machine.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
So
just
that's
baffling.
So for
Just-
context on the video, we're talking about the remote area medical,
Mhm.
which is a completely nonpartisan, non-political
Mhm.
group. So I don't want to infringe on theirs, but I was one of the hosts, one of
Organizers
the
or
organizer
hosts.
hosts in recruitment
Yep.
of individuals to help out. And you guys, I'm sure you saw the first time it's been
Yeah.
done in the state of Indiana.
They said we had more than Cincinnati, Ohio. And it was their second year this year, and they usually get more the second year
Wow.
than they get the first year.
Yeah.
So we beat Cincinnati, Ohio, a much bigger demographic. They were booked solid. They had to turn people away eventually. They had
Wow.
every slot filled for some things.
Yeah.
There was
I know.
one gal came up. I mean, the thing was, the truck was half filled.
Yeah.
Half filled. This lady comes up and she's really timid. She goes, I got some classes and they said I could pick them up today. And I thought they were saying, oh man, we can't help you out. We'll
Yeah.
mail them to you. They left. They were gone for like 10 or 12 minutes and they came back with this gal's glasses.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and it was a
They had-
former South student. She's now like 27, 29.
Aw.
I'm just,
Yep.
it was just, this is
Yeah.
love. We're looking at
Yeah.
love right
Yes.
here, people.
Yes,
Oh,
this
I
is,
like that.
and I will tell you that the volunteers, the medical volunteers that are there, some of those volunteers are retired and do this every weekend.
Wow.
This is like every weekend that they're available, they just, this is how they choose to spend their retirement. And the volunteers that are up there, a lot of the people that I spoke to were either in medical school, entering medical school, were gap year medical school. And I had the most amazing geeky conversations about research and like the details of research and debating like whether this type of genetic engineering was better than that type of genetic. I mean, it was amazing, but they showed me how to use a lot of their equipment. They had an on-site lens crafting
Oh, I talked to the
Yeah.
gal who did it, and I'm like, "So are you going to be an optometrist?" She goes, "No, nothing at all." I'm like, "How long did it take you to train you?" They're like, "Oh, a couple hours." So here she's using a machine, and she's like, "Oh, we could spit out sunglasses in 15 minutes."
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That
Yep.
is crazy.
15 minutes.
But these are some brilliant students, but
Oh, they
they,
do it again,
but they
I mean,
train
they do it all
them
day.
and then they, they have somebody who works with them and trains them. And then when they go to the next site, they will work, but they'll end up rotating through a lot of these different areas so that they're working all the way through there. But I did want to say that I appreciated your interest. I appreciated your interest in your assistance with it. I appreciated you guys out there telling people that it was available and attempting to recruit. And we've got another volunteer over here. He was,
Okay.
Anything you do corporation wise to help get this to be a yes next year and to get
Yeah,
staff to
people would.
volunteer. There was some damage to the floor. I don't know if you knew this.
oh, no, I didn't know that.
It wasn't your people's fault. I saw it. This guy was pulling up, and it was the blue tape. It was the blue tape that's not supposed to stick, and it pulled up finish off the floor. The
Oh
only
my
reason,
gosh.
the only reason it did it is because the floor had flooded. And it had softened up everything.
Oh, I
And so after a flood, it's got to dry, so it wasn't because I was like,
Right.
oh, that tape's not supposed to do that. That was
Yeah.
it.
No,
And
we
so-
always use that blue tape. And
Yeah, it comes right off. Yeah.
So if you,
So it, yeah.
let me think if there's anything else that I need to do before we conclude the meeting, turn off the recording and then we can just like chat off the record. Just have our social time.
You have to make a motion to whatever then maybe?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was
Or, you
anything
want to get
else.
something
Yeah.
before she
Wait
does?
till she.
I can't think of anything else right now. There might be some other things that, I'm new at doing this, so if there's something else, I'll send
You
it.
can
Message
email
out.
us, text us.
We can roll through
Yeah.
it pretty
call
quickly.
us, whatever
This
you
one
need
was
us to do.
this one's pretty good compared to my usual length of meetings, but we haven't had to discuss nearly as much
We
this
didn't have to
time,
make
so.
any big decisions.
Yes.
So.
That clock says we weren't even
Okay.
getting in.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's funny because the clock's in the background on this recording here. Okay, so, yeah, go ahead.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second the motion.
And it
meeting
is
is adjourned.
6:45. And we are stopping streaming. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop and you will no longer